gosh. So you're basically saying that I looked ugly before? He leans in to kiss me. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from this. I could beat you up right now if I wanted to. Woo! Really big boobs. What in the world? And I was the mermaid. Huge boobs. OMG. Having babies. Oh my gosh. And I'm officially a teenager. I started wearing bras. I got my period! And I wrote it in red ink. Did I poop my pants? Ooh, okay. It must feel so good to have someone love and care for you so much. Of course now I would never ever have sex with anyone at all. In honor of my 5 years on YouTube, we are doing another part of the Reading My Diary series. If you haven't seen any of the other parts, I have a whole playlist of all of the different Reading My Diary videos. We're just gonna jump right in. So we've already been through this first diary and the other parts. And if you saw the fifth part, the last part in the series, you saw that we started reading this one and we got through 11-year-old Carrie's journal entries. So we're leaving off right before my 12th birthday in 2014. I am so nervous. As usual, gonna unlock it with a bobby pin. There we go. Can you hear like my voice wavering because I'm so scared? Oh man. My heart is literally racing. So the last entry that I shared in the last part was on March 20th, 2014. My birthday is March 22nd, 2014. But the next entry isn't until June 26th, 2014. And I said, oh my God, I'm so horrible. I haven't written in 3 months. 3 months and 6 days. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm just going to write in order of things that have happened in the past 3 months and 6 days and how I was feeling at that time. I wonder if I was like keeping a running list of the things that I needed to remember to write about. I'm not sure, I really don't remember. March 21st, the day before my B-Day. Ah, I'm so happy. OMG, OMG, OMG. I babysat for the first time. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, so what happened was I was just sitting there while Katie, the baby I was watching, was sleeping. All of a sudden, Katie started crying. This was my neighbor, by the way. They must have gone out to dinner or something. And I started out as a mother's helper, and then I think they let me do like a little 2-hour babysitting gig for them or something like that. Maybe it was a couple hours, 3, 4, I don't know. I was told that if she starts crying to just let her try to go back to sleep and she should fall back asleep in about 5 minutes. It was 20 minutes later and she was still crying. So I went upstairs to her crib to go get her. By the way, they have a baby monitor so I could watch her from downstairs. So I picked her up and brought her downstairs. As soon as I picked her up, she stopped crying. I wonder why. I sat her down next to me on the couch so we could watch Sesame Street, her favorite show. But as soon as I sat her down, she started crying again. So I picked her back up and plopped her on my lap. She stopped crying. We watched Sesame Street for 15 minutes. She was mesmerized by that show. The show ended and Katie started to rub her eyes, so I went to put her back to bed. As soon as her head hit the pillow, she fell asleep. I told Katie's parents when they got home about what happened, and they were so proud. They paid me $12 an hour. I stayed for 4.5 hours, so that's $54, so they just rounded it to $55. It's crazy. I babysat a second time and got $48 because I stayed for 4 hours. That's so cute. I was so proud of my babysitting abilities when she was sleeping. I feel like I vaguely remember hoping and waiting for her to wake up so that I could like go comfort her and interact with her. March 28th to 29th. So this is still in the same entry, but I'm still just like catching up on the past 3 months. My birthday has passed, but that doesn't mean I can't have a birthday party. It was a sleepover birthday party and it was amazing. It was Hunger Games themed, so we watched the movie Catching Fire. Miss Linda really made it special. She dressed up as a gamer from the Hunger Games and hosted a Hunger Games themed scavenger hunt. I remember that, that was so fun. Okay, I'm going to finish another time, hopefully tomorrow, because I'm really tired. We drove up to Connecticut today and sitting in the car all day can make you really tired. The next entry is July 1st, 2014, and then I finished writing about my Hunger Games themed birthday party. I wrote about who I had invited and said that I invited someone named Marcel. I have absolutely zero recollection of who that is. Mom made me invite Marcel because she wanted us to become better friends. Mom soon realized how annoying Marcel and her mom were. Luckily, she didn't come because her mom, being the jerk she is, made Marcel go to a jump rope performance instead. I have no clue who that is. All the other names of the girls that I invited that I listed off, I recognize and know all of them, but I have no idea who Marcel is, so Marcel, I'm sorry if you're watching this for calling you and your mom a jerk. But it worked out anyways because she wasn't allowed to watch Catching Fire anyways. Anyways, our neighbor made me a birthday cake. She's only 16. The cake was amazing. It was an actual rainbow with a cloud. It was decorated with smiley faces, peace signs, and hearts. The cloud was angel food cake with Cool Whip frosting, and the rainbow was vanilla cake that was dyed tie-dye with rainbow frosting. It was so amazing. I think I have a picture of that cake, and I do not remember it being made by my neighbor. That's so impressive. Okay, now these are the things they got me. I listed out all of the presents that my friends got me, and I wrote that my friend Gloria got me a pink cheetah print with peace signs cup, which I still have, by the way, and a blue, pink, green, and white striped notebook. And if you know my journals, that was my third journal. I wouldn't consider it striped, it's actually chevron, but this was from my friend Gloria. That was, to date, like the best gift anybody's ever gotten me. One, because the cup I used all the time. Literally all throughout middle school and high school. I had it on my nightstand. It was my little cup of water. It was like a cup with a straw, and I'd have it on my nightstand and use it every single day. And then this, also used very well. It's very well loved, as you can see. And it was like what really got me into the groove of journaling. I'm sure I would have gotten a journal after this one, considering that it was my second one, and I probably would have gotten a third one, but it was all thanks to Gloria that I have this journal. Anyway, getting back to the journal entries. Oh my gosh, this is so mean. So I listed out what my other friends got me and stuff, and then I wrote about what my, at the time, best friend got me. And she got me rainbow duct tape, hand sanitizer, and $20. And I said, so all of them had good gifts except her. I mean, she says I'm her best friend, yet she gets me a last minute gift. All my friends knew about the party for a month. She told me that they bought the present right before the party. And when I say present, I mean the duct tape. She told me that the hand sanitizer was a free sample, and she just decided to give it to me because she'd never use it. She also said the card that she made was just finished when she got to the party. Her whole gift was so crappy and lame. Like, seriously, if I'm her best friend, you'd think she'd put a little bit more thought into a present for me. That's so mean because she didn't need to get me a gift at all. Also, I'm sure she had a lot going on, knowing what this friend has been through, and it's really sad that my freshly 12-year-old self didn't give her a little bit more grace. She didn't even get me anything at all. And $20, like, I would love to be gifted $20 nowadays. That sounds nice to me. Well, I'll hopefully, no promises, finish or at least continue tomorrow. We're heading back to Virginia tomorrow, so I'll have time in the car. This was also like around the time I moved to Virginia. July 7th, 2014. So, like I said, no promises. With a little tongue out face. No, but seriously, sorry. I was being too lazy in the car ride home from Connecticut. Then we had stuff going on that I will write about shortly. Sorry! So I wrote, whoops, and then a big scribbled out thing. And it looks like it says the beginning of April. And I must have thought I spelled beginning wrong, but I don't think it is spelled wrong. And then below it I wrote the beginning of April-ish. And it looks like I tried spelling beginning correctly, but I wrote like begging or something, but then corrected myself and wrote beginning the right way. But I think I had written it the right way all along. So I'm writing this in July, but I'm talking about the beginning-ish of April. And I said, OMG, I just got a haircut. My hair is so short now. I told the lady who cut my hair to cut it a little below my shoulders, and she cut it like 3 inches shorter. According to Mom and a few of my neighbors, I look a lot older. I think I look younger. But you know who else thinks I look older because of my haircut? Vincent. Yeah, that's right, Vincent. He said I look pretty and a lot better with short hair, and that it looks like, besides my height, I'm 26 years old. Besides the fact that you're really, really short, like really short, you look like you're 26 years old. Thank you, Vincent. That's so funny. But he thought I was pretty and that I looked a lot better. That's kind of a backhanded compliment to say that I look a lot better with short hair. But it's okay, I'll take it. I also think I look better with short hair. That's why I have my hair short now. I think this is like the perfect length for me. Sometimes I really crave long hair, sometimes I crave really short hair, but overall, I think like this is the length that fits me the best. So to give him a hard time, I said, oh, so you're basically saying that I looked ugly before? Oh my gosh. See, I pointed that out now, but I was not expecting me to say that. Also, like, even if I felt that way of like saying I look a lot better implies that I didn't look as good before, why would I say that in return? I just had no filter. I had 12-year-old Carrie was, wow, I was sassy and rude. I mean, it makes for an entertaining YouTube video though. She didn't know what she was doing, but she was laying the groundwork to entertain thousands of people. And he was like, no, you're just way more prettier now. You were pretty before, but now you're just more pretty. I felt really bad because he was bright red and was frantically trying to think of something to say. Oh. Poor Vincent, that's so sad. He was like a kid in my class. Wait, let me read that again in the way that he probably said it if he was bright red and frantic. No, just you're way more prettier now. You were pretty before, but now you're just more pretty. That's so sad. Poor little 12-year-old Vincent. He was probably 12 or so. Also, in the beginning of April, I babysat more. So then April 4th to 5th was my friend's birthday party. This was the best friend at the time. She had her party at the Hyatt Hotel because her roof caught on fire on Christmas and it was still being repaired. I don't remember that. Actually, I kind of vaguely do remember that. I don't remember like having a birthday party at a hotel or anything. Maybe I will once I read it. But I kind of do remember her roof needing repairs. But I didn't remember that it was because it caught on fire. Oh my gosh. I just was like skimming over like the birthday party stuff to see if there was anything interesting that happened. Ooh. I was like writing about what I had gotten her and stuff. Her sister was there on the iPad and then their mom was frustrated and wanted her sister off the iPad, and the sister said no, and then the mom took the iPad, threw it at her, and then slapped her. It was really sad and scary. She told me that's what she has to live with. Okay, I'm going to hopefully, again, no promises, finish or continue soon. That's so sad. This is the same friend in the last part of the series that I had shared. She was going through a lot and her parents were getting a divorce and stuff. It's so sad that any child has to go through stuff like that. I know her and I like bonded over the stuff that, you know, we would talk about that she was going through and everything like that. It's so sad still though to see how I was writing about in the entry before about her getting me a gift that I was ungrateful for. And even if she wasn't going through anything, I shouldn't have been ungrateful for it. But especially because I knew what was going on, I should have really given her a lot more grace, which is really sad on my part. Obviously I was 12 years old, so I'm not like kicking myself too much because I'm like, I was still learning myself and was dealing with a lot of stuff as well. But wow, that just is another reason why I'm like, you never know what's going on in somebody's life. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. Leading with kindness is so important. Ugh. Anyway, let's continue. July 14th, 2014. OMG, OMG, OMG. We're on our way to Florida right now. Okay, I promise I'll write about it all after I finish writing about everything else. Florida's where I lived before moving to Virginia, so like all of my friends and stuff were in Florida, and I was like really excited to go see them. I wrote about my chorus rehearsals, nothing too interesting, and then beginning of May, no, Katie might be moving. That's who I babysat. They put their house up for sale. So far there hasn't been any takers. It's so sad. July 23rd, 2014. So we're on our way to see Uncle Jerry in North Carolina on our way back from Florida. Uncle Jerry has leukemia. He wasn't actually my uncle, but he was kind of like an uncle just because we were so close with him and his family. So we called him Uncle Jerry. He was the sweetest man ever. May 11th. Happy Mother's Day. So Ben, Nate, Sammy, and I made Mom breakfast in bed. We made her waffles, oatmeal, coffee, cut up fruit, milk, and water. So we also, of course, gave her cards. For part of my gift, I gave her a coupon. The coupon was letting her listen to a song of her choice sung by me. But there was a catch. The coupon expired in the next 10 minutes from when she read the coupon, and the song had already been chosen. Nice. My mom said that was a pretty crappy coupon. I didn't tell her what song I was going to sing, but as soon as it started playing, she knew. It was her favorite song, All of Me by John Legend. She started crying as I was singing. I'm pretty sure that they were tears of joy, but I'm sure. I think I meant to say, but I'm not sure. Either way, it made her feel special, and she said she was thankful to have me in her life. That's cute. July 29th, 2014. OMG, I have big news, but it'll have to wait because I still have a lot more stuff to write about. That's so annoying. I want to know what that was about. Okay, so I wrote about a hike that we went on, and then I said, whoops, these pages have been skipped accidentally. And then sometime in the middle of May, I said, okay. I need to calm down. I like how it was literally months later, but I was still writing about it as if it happened just then. I had a really weird dream. So it all started with me and someone at my school riding some water slides. It was so fun. For some reason, I left for a second, and when I came back, the water slides were gone. Where the water slides were stood a weird looking red treehouse. In front of the treehouse was someone who's in my class. Well, was. He was trying to tell me something, and I could tell it was kind of important. So since my mom was standing right behind me, we went up in the treehouse. So this is how our conversation went. Christian, the kid, he asked, "Can kiss you?" And I said, "Not now. No." Christian said, "Please, come on, babe." And I said, "No." He leans in to kiss me, but I pull away. And then my mom says, "Carrie, time to go." And I said, "Okay, coming." And then I ran over to my mom and left, very thankful that she didn't hear or see any of it. It was in the dream. I woke up as soon as I got in the car in the dream. It was so weird. That is strange. I don't remember him ever liking me, and clearly I was not interested in him. But I wonder why I subconsciously had a dream about that. I don't know. May 16th to May 19th, I went on a Girl Scout camping trip, and apparently my troop leader made me troop representative. So I was pretty much like the leader of the troop for the camp. So on the way to the camp, it was in Delaware. Oh, I don't remember going to Delaware. The greatest thing happened. The car's radiator broke. What luck. We got into the camp late and ended up lost on the campgrounds trying to find our cabin. So basically all we did was run a station on sun safety and candle making for the little kids. And by little kids, I mean my age and younger. It was so boring. We were the only 6th grade troop who had to run a station. So while I was waiting for a group of kids to finish making candles, I had to entertain another group of kids waiting to make candles. And guess what kids I had to entertain? My old troop. Oh my gosh. I was in a Girl Scout troop, and then I really didn't like being in the Girl Scout troop because there was just like a bunch of mean girls or something, and then I switched Girl Scout troops and it was like a much nicer fit, but apparently I had to entertain my old troop. What are the odds? So I couldn't think of anything and they were complaining, so I just started singing. Why did I do that? Like, what the heck? So it was like a little tune that they had to repeat, and they didn't repeat it. Oh my gosh, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from this. So I just was awkwardly standing there singing and embarrassing myself. Another thing that happened was my troop and a younger 4th grade troop were playing volleyball. My friend started burying my feet in the sand since she wasn't playing, so I decided to play without moving. One of the 4th graders was forced to join my team to even out the teams because she was the last one outside. Apparently she didn't like how my feet were covered in sand, so she started digging me out of it. I told her to stop and she was like, "Make me." And I was like, no thanks. So she continued doing it. I told her to stop again, and she stood up, looked me straight in the eyes, and in a very mean way, she said, "No." So I asked her what her problem was, and she was like, "Excuse me? I don't have a problem. You're the one who won't play the game." And I said, "I am playing the game. I'm just making it a bit of a challenge. Besides, it's just for fun." She didn't like that, so she got her face like an inch away and said, "I could beat you up right now if I wanted to." Oh my gosh, that is so mean and aggressive. Us 12-year-olds were going at it at the Girl Scout camp. Woo! We're some feisty 12-year-olds. I said that there's no way she would ever be able to beat me. True. I would have let her have it. And she, of course, whoops, again, I don't know how I keep accidentally skipping pages. I must have like gone back through the entry and was rereading it and realized I had skipped pages. But anyway, and she of course disagreed. So I told her, "Go ahead, try." And she said, "No, you're too scared. Plus it would be a waste of my time too because you would beg for me to stop in seconds." What the heck? "Whatever you say," I replied. And then she added, "You know, I try not to get angry, but people like you make me so angry. I'm leaving, so I don't hurt you. Not that I don't really want to." And then she left. Oh my gosh. Also, wait, she was a 4th grader, right? And I was in 6th grade, so I was like 12 or so, and she must have been like 9 or 10, I think, right? That's how old you are in 4th grade? What in the heck? Someone in her troop apologized to me and said that she gets like that all the time. Anyways, we were sharing our cabin with a 7th grade troop. One of the girls in the troop was super nice and really pretty. She had long brownish/caramel hair and had really big boobs. What in the world? Why is that a defining characteristic that I write about? She was so lucky. I can't even begin to imagine myself like that at the end of 7th grade. Guys, I wanted to hit puberty so bad. I was like a skinny little twig for a very long time. Apparently she was going to my school next year, so maybe I'll see her next year. Whoa. Last but not least, there was a sandcastle contest. So our sandcastle was a mermaid, and I was the mermaid. Yeah, that's right. They buried my body in sand. They added a tail, a belly button, a crown, and huge boobs. Oh wow. Not me with like sand boobs laying on the ground on the beach of Delaware. I looked so silly. We didn't win, but that's okay. We still had fun. So after the time was up, everyone got called over to hear who won the contest and to see who won the award for the patch making contest. You know how like Girl Scouts have like patches on their vest? We all like designed different patches and it was a contest. My troop told me to stay where I was and not move. I didn't hear anything they were saying because I was so far away. Apparently, the person who was running the camp was like, and the winner of the patch competition is Carrie Walker. Where is she? Carrie. So my troop explained to her that I was kind of a part of the sandcastle. Oh, okay, so I was still in the mermaid sandcastle. So they came over to me running and screaming saying, Carrie, Carrie, you won the patch contest. Get up, come on. So I got up and ran over to get a plaque with my name on it and the very first patch they made of my design. I still have that, by the way. It's on my bookshelf in my old room. Of course, I was all sandy though. It was kind of weird because half the people didn't know why I was sandy. Okay, well, I think I'm going to go to bed. Plus, it's 10 minutes until midnight, so I'd have to start a new entry. Whoa, I wrote a lot. I didn't realize I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. If it passes midnight, I just finish the entry that I'm in. The next entry is August 26th, 2014, and I said, OMG. I haven't written in almost a month. I have so much to write about. It's 7 p.m. right now, and I'm having to go to bed earlier because school's starting in exactly a week, so I probably won't be able to write much, but I'll try. End of May. Happy Memorial Day, and the dog that's like on all the pages, I outlined it and wrote, this dog looks really weird. Wrote about some Memorial Day stuff. Sammy, my sister, brought home her pet worms from school, and she thought the dirt was a bit too dry. Well, she put some water of the container of worms or put water in the container of worms and kind of sort of drowned them. Oh my gosh. So they were her pet worms from her class and she drowned them on accident. So what we did is go to several different Walmarts to find worms. They were all out because lots of people were fishing for some reason. But we finally found some. Sammy was supposed to tell her teachers about the worms, but she never did. The worms also ended up having babies. I've never thought about what worm babies are like. Her teacher was so happy. There was no way we would have been able to tell her about the worms now, so she never found out. June 8th, I went to King's Dominion with my Girl Scout troop. I was writing about all the different roller coasters that I was on, and I said at the end of the day, I was so tired and I had a massive headache, and I felt sick and burning hot. My Girl Scout troop leader had taken me inside to get in the AC, and I woke up to my friend shoving her phone in my face on Notes, like the Notes app. It said, it's been 20 minutes since we've been in here. I'm so bored. Also, you probably already know this, but people have been pointing and whispering and laughing at you. Get up. This was new news, and I honestly didn't care. Aw. The ride home, I said I was in tears and I felt so sick. I ended up having a high fever of, I believe, 102.3. I had a headache for a while and had to miss school. Dad thought I might have a concussion from all the roller coasters. So Mom took me to the doctor at 9:30 at night. It was the only time available. It was packed at the hospital and we had to wait a good couple hours. I ended up not having a concussion and I was really glad to get back to school. On August 29th, 2014, I wrote about the end of June. It was actually the middle of June, like June 14th, I think. I wrote about our family friends and the surprise wedding that they had. I'm pretty sure I read this journal entry in another Reading My Diary video. I feel like I've definitely read this before. The next entry is on January 16th of 2015. And I said, okay. I know 4.5 months is way too long to not write. So I was literally spending all of my journal entries catching up on times that I hadn't written about, but then I would go so long in between all my entries and then have more to catch up on. I've just been so busy. 7th grade is so tiring. I can't even remember what I have and haven't written about. I'm so behind. By the way, Happy New Year! Anyways, I'm going to hate myself for doing this, but I'm so tired and I need to get some sleep. So I'm not gonna write anymore today. And of course I was saying that I was gonna journal the next day, and I definitely didn't. But at the end I said, oh, by the way, I'm thinking of switching diaries because although this one is adorable, it's pretty babyish. Plus, I don't want to be caught writing in this diary because it's small and, again, babyish. I might finish this diary though just to satisfy my OCD-ness. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Ah, I'm so weird. Okay, I promise I'm going to bed now. Good night. The next entry was March 2nd, 2015, so like almost 2 months later. Okay, like I said, no promises. Time flies when you are a busy woman like me. I was literally 12. By the way, I got a 100 on algebra midterm. Woohoo! Okay, so I've decided that if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm never gonna get caught up, so I'm just gonna list the things that I've done. June 25th-ish, literally from like 9 months before. School ends, had parties, water balloons, sometime over the summer. We went to Connecticut. July 3rd, we went to the National Zoo. July 4th, we had a pool party. Other July dates. Oh my gosh, my friend's mom, the friend that I've talked about, was riding a horse and fell off. She punctured her lung, broke 4 or 5 ribs, hard for her to breathe, and isn't allowed to drive for 11 to 13 months. She does anyways. Oh, that's terrifying. And then I said, end of summer, we went to Florida for a week. So that's when I had written that we were on the way to Florida. Although it was awesome, I could tell my friends and I are growing apart. Aw, that's so sad. I wrote the next day on March 3rd, 2015, and I have had an orchestra concert that we were not prepared for, but it went okay. April 21st, 2015. I'm 13. Yay! Okay, anyways, I totally didn't wake up at 5 this morning so I'd have time to write before school. I totally did. Now let's finish the list so I can talk about more recent stuff because something huge happened on April 9th. Blah, blah, blah. Early September, school started. I hated it at first, but I'm used to it. Luckily, Ben and I only have English together. I guess I was upset that I had one class with my brother of our like 7 or 8 classes. We used to have lockers next to each other. Ben was in tears. Oh my gosh, ouch. But I requested to move the day we were checking out the school. I don't have many friends, and everyone else is pretty much absorbed in their own little worlds. I did meet one person, but to this day, I still question if we're actually #1 best friends. Anyways, for the first 2 quarters, I got straight A's, and I'm taking algebra. So is Ben. It's really hard at first, but once you understand it, it's pretty easy. January 1st, Happy New Year. March 21st, I had a sleepover birthday party. It ended on Ben and I's actual birthday. Once again, I listed out what all my friends got me, which I don't know why I did that. March 22nd, happy birthday Ben and Carrie, me. I had a pretty good birthday and I'm officially a teenager, so I'm 13 now. Well, I guess I've been 13 for like a month already since I was writing this in April, but I was just now writing about it. Okay, I think I'm finally caught up. It's about time. Okay, so that really big news way back on July 29th is I started wearing bras. At the time, it was really big news, and now I'm just like, whatever. Wow, I must have been so excited. I remember being so like embarrassed about it, but also like super secretly like excited and stuff, but I didn't want to like say that I was excited about it because I wanted to be cool and I thought it was weird, and it was just an awkward time. I feel like it's kind of always an awkward time for most people. Well, the rest, including the really huge news that happened on April 9th, will have to wait for now because I have to go to school now. Maybe I'll have time to write tomorrow if I don't have that much homework. That's so cute that I woke up at 5 a.m. as a little 13-year-old to journal before school. That's so cute. I really should do a waking up at 5 a.m. to journal video, or like doing it for a week. I really want to film that where I wake up every day at 5 a.m. to journal before the rest of my day. That would be really fun. July 19th, 2015. So it literally was 3 months later when I finally sat down to write again. I'm so bad at writing in here nowadays. I can't wait until I'm done with this diary so I can start a more age-appropriate one, because this is not cool for a 13-year-old. So I wasn't journaling as much in here because I didn't want people to see me writing in a little baby diary at 13 years old. I needed a much cooler diary for 13. One like this. This is a more cool 13-year-old diary. Anyways, in the time that I wasn't writing, Daddy left to go to Afghanistan. He left May 8th and will be back around June of next year. 378 days total. I'm writing him his 9th letter from me right now, but I decided to take a break to write in here. I decorate the back of each envelope for him too. I miss him so much. We finished school on June 19th. I'm so glad it's finally summer. I finished the school year with straight A's for the whole year. So far this summer, we haven't really done anything. Okay, so you know that super huge news that I have that happened on April 9th? Yeah, well, that news is I got my period! And I wrote it in red ink, of course. I can't believe I'm about to share my first ever period story on the internet. I mean, honestly, it's nothing crazy. It's not like that big of a deal, and it's not a secret or anything, of course, and it's completely natural and normal. I just never imagined that I would be sharing that online. It happened right after I changed for gym. I went to the bathroom and there was a patch of blood on my underwear, twice the size of a quarter. That's very specific. Like that big. Well, I didn't have any pads or tampons, so I just used toilet paper and went to gym. I remember this. Okay, so I was in 7th grade. I was like freshly 13, and I had like a pad or something in my backpack just in case I got my period, but we weren't allowed to bring our backpacks to the locker room when we changed for gym. We had to leave it in our other lockers, but we could bring a gym bag to the gym lockers, and I didn't have anything in my gym bag. And when we're changing, we had like a certain amount of minutes or so before our PE teacher would like flash the lights in the locker room to tell us it's time to go, to start doing our warm-ups for PE. And so she had flashed the lights and I was like, I need to run to the bathroom real quick. So I went to the bathroom, and that's when I realized I had gotten my period. But I also remember I was wearing green underwear. So when I first saw it in my underwear, it was like kind of brownish because like red and green make brown. And I was like, what the heck? Did I poop my pants? But then like when I wiped, I was like, oh my gosh, I got my period. Anyway, Because I didn't have any pads or tampons on me or anything, I just used toilet paper and went to gym. It was terrible. I had to run around with the fear that a bloody piece of toilet paper was going to fall out of my pants. Since then, I've had 4 periods and they suck. I get really bad cramps and they're so heavy. Oh my gosh. I just flipped the page and it's getting a little crazy. Whew, okay, brace yourselves, people. I don't fully know what it says yet because I haven't read it, but I just saw a couple words that I was like, okay, here we go. Also, just a preface, periods are natural and normal and we should not be ashamed of them. It shouldn't be weird to talk about. And if it makes you uncomfortable, feel free to click out of the video. When I first used a tampon, it hurt so badly. I think I put it in wrong. Anyways, it leaked through my jeans. Of course, we had to walk around the science classroom to compare everyone's traits. We were learning about genes, the other kind of genes, like genetic genes. I quickly tied my jacket around my waist. I came prepared. When I realized there was blood on the chair, I remember this. This was literally mortifying. I think this was like my 2nd or 3rd period I ever had. And I remember it was the first time I was wearing a tampon and I don't know what I had done. I somehow must have put it in wrong or something because I remember it hurt so badly. It was so uncomfortable, which looking back, I'm like, I don't know how you put it in wrong, but I must have done something. Anyway, it was so scary because I was like, oh my gosh, I bled through my jeans. Yes, I can tie a jacket around my waist. That's okay. Like I can survive, but there was blood on the chair. Like that's embarrassing. Long story short, I survived. It was so weird though because when I went to the bathroom after class, the tampon was completely full and I had been wearing it for less than an hour. Also, I remember too the way that I like handled the blood on the chair situation was there was a box of tissues that was like on the side of the science classroom and I just like stealthily went over and grabbed a tissue or something and then wiped it up a little bit just without anybody seeing and then continued to go and find someone else in the class that had blue eyes like me. Anyway, the next time I wore a tampon, it was a lot more comfortable. My period was heavier and it wasn't even half filled when I took it out after like 4-ish hours. I have sex for the first time, which, oh by the way, will be after I get married. Not me writing about this at 13 years old. I wonder what it's like. It must feel so good to have someone love and care for you so much. Wait, that's kind of cute. And to get to make something so precious with them. The feeling of someone loving you deeply and them loving you back in an equal amount. Of course now I would never ever have sex with anyone at all, but I can't wait until I'm married and I finally found the right person. I could literally go on and on about this for hours, but it would be weird to write down. Maybe another day when I'm on my period and I'm in the only mood that I'm ever in on my period, the in love with everyone and everything and will cry over everything and just wants to cry and eat ice cream and watch a romantic movie and cry some more. Haha, I'm so crazy. I love it. Okay, can we just take a second? Why, like, part of me is like, why was I writing about this at 13? But also another part of me is like, why didn't I write more? Like, why did I stop there? I want to know the details. I know for a fact I have some really crazy journal entries in some of my other journals, which is really embarrassing. But I think it's really cute that I wrote about it in such a sweet way. I'm very proud of my 13-year-old self. So even though I was sassy and stubborn and rude and not the greatest friend, it seems like I still had a heart, and that's what matters. Oh yeah, and I'm the only one of my friends at school that's gotten their period, so I'm kind of like the expert. It's quite fun actually. Okay, I'm going to bed now and I promise I will write tomorrow. I have to. I have a couple more things to write about, but for now I'm really tired, so good night. I did write the next day too. We're almost at the end of this diary. I think we're just gonna wait to finish it until the next Reading My Diary video, part 7, and then also in part 7 we'll have to break into the middle school journal entries. Although this was also middle school, but this is like really middle school. We did it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Comment down below your favorite part of the video. I can't believe it's been 5 years since I started my YouTube channel. Thank you to those of you who have been here from the start, and for anybody who's joined along the way. I'm so happy to have you here. But anyway, I will see you guys in my next video, and I'll see you in part 7 whenever that is. Bye guys.